All right, folks, this is number 5. Here we have a question dealing with a chemist who is weighing certain products of their chemical reaction. The research design requires that the experimental values collected be determined to a high value of precision. Question is, which of the following most will directly affect the precision of the data? For this question, there's a couple things that we need to have to understand. We need to know the difference between accuracy and precision. We also have to have some understanding of significant figures, sig figs. Once again, we're going to go ahead and just apply general test taking strategies to this. Let's see if we can eliminate bad answers, because we don't always know the right answer, but we can see if we can find the best. If we look at option C, the primary step of zeroing a scale before we use that, if we do that, that will only affect the accuracy of our value. Accuracy is how close of a measurement that you took, how close was that to the actual value. If you take a scale that is precise to 3 decimal spots and you forget to tare it, the answer you're going to get is still precise to 3 decimal spots. It shows the same precision. However, that is not an accurate measurement. So C is not a good answer for this question. B says reliance on accepted values for molecular weight, such as molar mass. You might get those from the periodic table. When you do so, we treat that as a conversion factor. Conversion factors, we say, have infinite significant figures. That's not going to play a role in any of the data that we take. So B is not likely to affect the precision of the data in the experiment. All right, we're down to A and D. Hopefully you can always get down to a 50-50 shot when you take these things. Let's look at D. The use of repeated trials to establish averages. This is often a very common practice. This helps reduce experimental error by you, the students, which is always impossible to avoid. You just try to minimize how much error you have, but that's really only going to affect the error. Choice A says the choice of equipment used. When we take measurements, you can only be precise as your measuring device. So in this case, A is clearly the option. When we take measurements, they're a weird phenomenon. You will always be uncertain to some degree. We will always do some rounding, but that uncertainty is set by your measuring device. So in this case, option A is our answer, and that was number 5.